Alright, zombie apocalypse protocol is to loudly bang on something by the front door and then see if stuff comes out to attack you before you explore. Because otherwise bad happens. I guess I can do that. Come at me. I'm sure he loves it when I hit his stuff with a shovel.
The door won't budge.
Francis Throgmorton is now single.
Why keep a 40-year-old newspaper article?
Francis Throgmorton, the city's darling scholar and adventurer, is once again an eligible bachelor. Further text unreadable. Letter to Mr. Throgmorton. Mr. Throgmorton, it is with the deepest regret that I must inform you that the price for the piece you have requested has changed once again. The demand for it has increased, and now it is triple that which we agreed earlier. I know this is the second time that I've raised the price, but the extreme circumstances of the flood make each piece almost invaluable to me, as I cannot replenish my collection. Herbert Glover. Is he talking about the newspaper? About his... like he has an archive on these things? In this case, the guy's father? A piece of history about what I assume was his father. We doing this right now? I believe we're doing this right now. What? Oh god. It's really unfortunate, but it was all prepped. I swear to god, it's impossible to aim in this game. Come on. Come on! This is why I don't main Hanzo. Alright, that's all the bullets. Oh, I'm not loaded! I'm not loaded! Alright, well that was a terrible showing on my part. Did I just unlock this door?
The door won't budge.
Maybe I need to find another head to put on the other guy. It really goes from 0 to 100 with the enemies, where I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just peacefully exploring.
The door won't budge.
And then then it seems like I trip like an invisible trigger, and then suddenly monsters are coming at me from upstairs, and I'm like, I don't know why it's happening right now. They didn't come at like a poignant moment or like a tense thing. I'm just like, yeah, I've been here for 3 minutes and suddenly stuff. First aid. Who's got creepy relics? Nope, there's the statue head. I was right about that part, it looks like. It's probably how you open the locked door by the statues. Alright, well I guess that's par for the course. Headshot. There he goes. He's dead.
Looks like they're short a full set. One of the mirrors was taken.
Ah. Huh. There's even a crowbar here.
Why What's that?
That's the mirror that was taken.
Yeah, you like what you see, buddy?
Are you strutting to the painting? I don't think the painting cares.
Only slight scratches around the keyhole. Whoever broke in knew how to pick a lock.
Somebody broke in and murdered him, and then somebody else came by. Or not somebody else came by. Somebody broke in and murdered him, and then the creatures came after his body, it would appear, to investigate. Because they seem to be attracted by blood and stuff like that. Oh. That's him reacting to the body, I think. The sound, the music there. He had a gun.
Eyes still wide open. Guess he didn't see the killing blow coming.
A knife to the heart, looks like.
I'll find out why the old ape wants you so bad.
Okay. He had a mirror. Oh, hey.
Huh. That's a lot of warning shots.
What is up with that? Did the creature come out of the mirror, or did somebody come to steal the mirror? And also, where is the mirror? I mean, somebody stole the mirror. There's a crowbar and everything. Those are some clear indicators.
Squint, run! Oh, okay. I've killed him.
Killed him on accident? Or didn't mean to kill him, maybe? So this guy's probably carrying the mirror away, and then this guy jumped out and killed him when he was getting caught.
Easiest gig in this district. You grab the mirror. I'm gonna go see what other loot we can take from Mr. Moneybags here.
Oh no, I'm just as bad as them.
Who are you? What in K's name are you doing in my house?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
It keeps cutting off the audio. Like, the audio interrupts the other audio whenever the stuff plays back. Alright, so you guys came in, and then he got caught,
Who are you?
and then he died. This is pretty straightforward.
Squint, run! Oh, okay. I've killed him.
Two men broke in to steal a mirror. One of them, Squint, cracked the safe, but Glover discovered him and shot him. Second one killed Glover.
You're saying that Glover shot him? Based on what? Is there evidence the other guy was shot? There's definitely no gunshot in the memory. In the memory, there's just, you hear stabbing noises, but no gunshot. No, I get it. You don't need to put a silhouette there, game. I figured it out. Shit. I did a puzzle to unlock loot that I can't carry. Alright, so it was more revolver shots and more... That's all that's in here? I'm surprised there isn't like a piece of evidence in there or something. It's just... It's an obscure puzzle... That's not really that obscure, but it's elaborate in universe that they have a mobile head thing. What are those? They look like sandbags. Those are sandbags. They're even set in a sandbag formation. Why would you lock the sandbags behind your creepy Castlevania like statue puzzle? And then like some bullets, basically. What his I don't know, it looks empty. And those guys didn't rob him. This looks like a storage room. Yeah, these are empty. If anything, what I should have found when I came in here was his archive of information that he apparently sells, because I guess stuff like that newspaper he must sell to people like Throgmorton for an income. So this should have been the door to his archive, and it'd be all of his valuables, but instead it's like some sandbags, some empty drawers, a chair that's being stored in here like it's someone's second garage. And then for me, it's just a first aid kit and some revolver ammo. Like all it's good for. Oh, I already leveled up again. Yeah, carry more revolver rounds. What timing? Oopsie. Well, if I can't... Let's just use my first aid kit. Oh, I don't really need it. I don't really need it very much. There. That's something, I suppose. Crudely drawn picture of a strange looking mirror. Is it strange? It's ornate. Yeah, it says that one of them, named Squint, cracked the safe but then got shot. Second burglar killed the owner with a knife. Squint mentioned that this is not his first robbery in the district of Old Grove. So I should be able to find Squint. Sounds like I can go to the police archives to find out more information about him. Did I just accidentally pin that data? No? Yeah, there we go. I probably want to visit the police archives in order to be able to investigate this guy more. Find out other robberies he's done, and then maybe from there I can figure out where he himself, like where his base of operations is. Well, rather I can just talk to Throgmorton about what I found. Because, like, I guess I have the newspaper that he was willing to pay for, so he could pay me for it. Obviously. Not gonna lie, this street somehow feels longer than I remember it being. I almost expect some kind of looping trick to happen where, like, the fog is distorting my sense of space.
I've got some good news, and I've got some bad news. The good news is I've found Glover.
And the bad?
The bad news is he's dead. Murdered.
Indeed. Did you discover who killed him?
Not yet.
Then why are you wasting my time? Find me Glover's killer. I need the name of the man who crossed me, Mr. Reed, if I'm to make an example.
We already know his name. His name's Squint, or Squirt, or whatever. Why don't we tell him the name? Or for that matter, why don't we give him the newspaper that he apparently is willing to pay for? Because I would like to be paid. Alright. I believe this is what we're looking for. Oh yeah. They made sure to put both of these areas that are good for data right next to the fast travel point. Quid pro quo. That's the next story mission, though. We're not ready for that yet. Whoa. Goodbye, sir. That guy just escaped prison. Property crimes? Suspects? Cover side. Oops, Old Grove. I mean to say. Squint's police file. Philip O'Connell. Male. 46. Residence unknown. Crimes. Numerous burglaries in Old Grove. Breaking and entering. Tax evasion. Possible associates. Sydney Stokes. Male. 21. Oakmont, Massachusetts. Northern Salvation Harbor. West of the intersection of Moreland Road and Salvation Road. Crimes. Jaywalking. Lollygagging. Jury duty dodging. What? This is the police archive. Why doesn't it have his address in it? Is this actually how people in this town give directions on where people are? Yeah, he's somewhere on that street, but like west of that, you know, just somewhere. Just find him. That's weird, right? Like directions, people just sort of hinting at where stuff is, or me getting like the vague instructions from that one guy who suffered from visions and be like, I don't know, I was like over here when I passed out. Those make more sense, but like, shouldn't the police record just say where the guy lives? Like explicitly? Don't they know where he lives? They're just like, ah, he lives somewhere on that street-ish. Nah. Admittedly, that guy seems to be the only cop, and he doesn't seem to care at all, so maybe that's what stands for quality around here. So, Northern Salvation Harbor. Moreland and Salvation. Moreland. Salvation. West. So thereabouts. That's a ways away. Alright, well, let's get moving. Maybe I'll end up poking into the shells while we're there and find a few waypoints there. North-ish. Yep. Just gotta stay out of the death zone, which, if I marked those boundaries correctly, should be to our right. And we should not be crossing into them. And that's why I did that. Yeah. I do think I kind of preferred the scale of the world from Vampire/Vampire. This is a lot of empty space. It helps sell the idea that that's a real setting people live in, but if it's not populated with content, it's definitely just a lot of, like, streets to run down. Oops, I chose poorly. Here we are. West Medical Doctor, I assume. Hey, thank you. How nice of you. Alright, so somewhere around here, it might be that building right there. Or that one. Residence of Sydney Stokes. Alright, just like that we can go ahead and remove you. Don't want this thing to be too cluttered with data points, because it's getting busy over time. Another broken mirror. I'm guessing there's a connection. Alright, that was fast. Come on out, you little shits. Letter from the morgue. Mr. Stokes, the price for a separate burial for your mother, Martha Stokes, is 30 bullets. The morgue cannot give you a discount. There are more requests for burials than we have resources or manpower to satisfy. You must make the payment in 2 weeks, or we'll have to inter your mother in a mass grave. Damn. I'm noticing that these transactions tend to talk about quantities of bullets that I'm not even allowed to carry. I'm only allowed to have like 21 bullets at the beginning of the game, which is a little weird. I've got like a giant backpack and stuff. Like, bullets aren't very large, and they're my primary thing keeping me alive, so you'd think that I'd have a bit more space for them. What's over here? Someone creeping up on me? Ah. There's something invisible right here. Well, not intentionally so. Maybe. Hey there. That's suspicious. Martha Stokes.
Rest in peace.
Ooh. This is where I keep the picture of my dead mother behind my weird rusty boards, and also 3 bullets.
I'm happy to say I've never been hungry enough to consider eating whatever this is.
You don't like shrimp rat? What do you got against shrimp rat? That is a shrimp, isn't it? Growing inside of a rat. Ugh. Sorry, I just thought about Gyo from Junji Ito. And I don't really want to think about Gyo from Junji Ito. It seems inherently silly and weird and bizarre, but it was actually more than Tomi or Uzumaki. Gyo was actually strangely the one that kept me up at night. But I think it was just because of the mental image of like a spidery thing in a residential location, like in the first chapter. Like just the first chapter was immediately like, that's nope, not into this. Worth a look for Lovecraft fans. The Junji Ito stories. There are obvious comparisons to draw usually. Another man stabbed in the heart. I'm seeing a trend here.
Looks like Squint was having a bad day. Survived getting shot just to be stabbed to death. But who did it?
Well, prime suspect would be the guy who lives here. Thing is, they're the one who he brought him here, and also previously stabbed somebody in the heart. Though he left the knife that time, so he keeps bringing more knives.
Oh, Ma. I killed him. What have I done? What in the world have I done?
Which dead guy was he thinking about in that moment? Is the question.
At long last, I'll fix what that old ape lover Francis did to you.
Not the expected direction. Is that the dead woman? Did she come back to life via the mirror? Or something weird like that? Oakmont Chronicle. Harriet Doe, the first female professor. Oh, I'm not sure if I've been in here actually. Yeah, I have. So why were the records of her being dead boarded up? fuck was that? Getting psychic shockwaves from upstairs. Oh, fake wall.
Fuck! Get away from the... Oh, thank the gods. I thought you were another monster.
Sidney Stokes, I presume.
Aye, that's right. Do I know you?
Don't think so. I'm here about Herbert Glover. I believe you know him. Or, should I say, knew him.
Okay.
Nice trick with the wall. How'd you manage it?
It wasn't me. She put the wall there with some kind of hocus pocus.
You said she put the wall here. Who is she?
She's our employer. I don't know her name or anything. She promised us a good payout for a simple job, and I fell for it like a chump.
Come on, paint me a picture. What did this woman look like?
She was tall and thin, very thin, just skin and bones. Me like a rattlesnake. That's all I can remember. I didn't look too close at her.
What did she hire you to do?
The job seemed simple enough. Go to the collector's house, grab some fancy mirror, and then hoof it out of there.
So where's this fancy mirror now?
She took it. When me and Phil met her with the goods, they got into a big blowout and she shivved him. Okay, what am I to do now? Phil was the idea guy. I'm just a sap.
Were you hired to kill the collector too? Or was that just for laughs?
I swear to Kay, it wasn't part of the plan. It was an accident. The guy started shooting at us and I panicked.
You panicked? Really? That's your excuse?
Oh, please, as Kay is my witness, I didn't mean to kill anyone. I'll give you everything I have. Just let me walk.
Well, you've had quite a night. Break-in, theft, and manslaughter. I'm gonna have to report this.
Please, I'll get the char for this.
You should have thought of that before you killed a man.
Yep. Self-defense somewhat goes out the window when you're the one who... Apparently the monsters are back. Hooray.
What do you want?
Self-defense somewhat goes out the window when you kill the man in quote-unquote self-defense while you're in the middle of breaking in to rob him armed. What do you think the weapon was gonna do? Why are you coming in off the streets? Go away. Leave me be, foul creature. Maybe kill that guy. Why was it coming in from outside? That's weird. That is strange. The Throgmorton we go. Thank God for fast travel. Could you imagine this playthrough if I had to make that huge trip every time? Holy crap. Like, these objectives are all over the map. It's not lost on me, of course, the fact that I was sent to investigate some boats and then everyone started shooting me and then I killed them. And that supposed self-defense was a situation that I created by going in armed into their territory. Oh, they did steal those boats in the first place, so... I don't know. It goes back and forth a bunch of times at that point.
I've looked into your delicate matter.
Excellent. Don't spare me any details.
Glover's dead. He was killed by a man named Sidney Stokes, who happened to be robbing his place. He wasn't working alone. He had a partner, Phil O'Connell. Didn't end up much better. All over some kind of mirror, apparently.
Truck. Where is the mirror now?
Their employer has it. Some mystery woman. I didn't get her name, but she obviously wasn't fooling around.
I see. So, my enigmatic competitor has finally shown her hand. And the thieves are both dead, you say?
Sidney Stokes managed to make it out in one piece. Now, if I had to guess, he's probably holed up at his home. Want the address?
I would welcome it. I'll take pleasure in, educating him on some, shall we say, essential truths.
All right. I've held up my end of the bargain. Now, it's your turn.
Of course, Mr. Reed. Here's your payment. Now that you know everything, would you accept the second part of the job?
Let me guess. You want me to track down the mirror?
Yes, and the one who so rudely snatched it from my grasp.
I'm on it. Only got one lead, though. Our culprit had a bone to pick with someone named Francis. Mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. That is without doubt my father, Francis Throgmorton. May rest his soul.
What's he got to do with this?
I found mention of the mirror in his records. That's what led me to take interest.
Your father was a prominent man. I'm sure he had enemies. Anyone come to mind?
None who would outlive him.
You mentioned your father left records. Mind if I take a gander at them?
The prospect of you rifling through my father's possessions does not fill me with joy, Mr. Reed. But if that's what you need, so be it. Take this key.
You can't carry more shotgun ammo, you lunatic. Also, shotguns exist. Through the Looking Glass. That's probably one of the most common quest names ever, right? That makes the rounds. So I guess the newspaper article had nothing to do with what was happening. It was kind of just a slightly confusing detail. They're probably trying to set up the fact that Francis Throgmorton exists. Although then my character being like, oh no, someone named Francis, does that mean anything to you? I'm like, dude, you read who Francis Throgmorton was? Like, saying that, does Francis mean anything to you? And we just read about his father was a little bit weird. But at the time, the fact that the note was like, I'm gonna have to charge you more for this thing from my archives than last time. I thought it was his newspaper archive about his father, because that seemed like a pretty intuitive connection to make. It's like, oh, Throgmorton's father's note thing is right next to the note about this thing from the archives that Throgmorton's interested in. But it turned out to be a mirror, completely unrelated to that newspaper article that just happened to be there, that's been around for 40 years. But is it not what he was buying from the archives, I guess? But then it wraps back around, and this unrelated character, the woman, has a bone to pick with Francis. So it's just a massive coincidence that the guy was reading a 45-year-old newspaper article about Francis that has nothing to do with the case, or what was stolen, I guess. That threw me for a loop. I thought the quest was doing completely different things. And then, yeah, when I saw the old lady, my first reaction was like, did she crawl out of the mirror? Does the mirror bring people back to life? I was thinking of way more exciting things than what was going on, I guess, which is just an old grudge. But we'll see. We'll see what direction that goes in.